You're listening to the Broken Havoc podcast on YouTube, where we discuss everything in and outside of the squared circle. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content, and as the frickin' referee would say, ring that damn bell for more notifications. What's up, everybody? It is Broken Havoc here, right here on the Broken Havoc podcast, here to review AEW Rampage from February 4th, 2022. Overall thoughts on this show is that I actually really enjoyed this show more than I did SmackDown this week. Overall, SmackDown as a show, SmackDown this week sucked. SmackDown was pure garbage. You know, WWE does everything backwards. Of course, we had the announcement of Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania. Completely backwards. Everybody wanted the other match with Becky and Ronda, but that's another story for another time for the SmackDown review. What are my thoughts on Rampage? Overall thoughts on the show is that Rampage was a really good show this week. I enjoyed Rampage. Of course, we had Adam Cole going up against Evil Uno in the opening match. Sammy Guevara defends the TNT Championship against Isaiah Kassidy of the Andrade Hardy family office. And of course, we had the main event for the FTW World Championship with Ricky Starks defending the title against Jay Lethal. And overall, you know, that finish for that match with Ricky Starks and Jay Lethal was off the charts, man. Off the chain. I'm going to be talking about that later on in this review. But before I get on with the AEW Rampage review, make sure to like and subscribe for more content right here on the Broken Havoc podcast on YouTube. And make sure to check out all the other reviews that I have on the channel. Of course, I uploaded my Raw review, my Dynamite review. Old School Showcase Episode 3 is up on the channel. This week, I reviewed WWE Vengeance 2006. Next week, I'm going to be reviewing TNA Victory Road 2004. Of course, that was the very first monthly pay-per-view that TNA has ever put in the company's existence. So I'm going to be reviewing that next week on Old School Showcase. So be on the lookout for those videos, and also check out the other stuff that I have right here on the channel. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Rampage. Overall, again, I thought Rampage was actually a really good show, in my opinion. It was a really good show, of course, for an hour, a show that's, 1 hour. You know, there are some, pros and cons to it, but overall, this week Rampage was good, and for most weeks Rampage is a good show. You know, there's some flaws that I always have with Rampage, in which, there are some matches that are being booked that you really don't care about, and but that's like very little. But in some weeks, of course, in most weeks Rampage is taped, and the show sometimes just feels way too taped, and it really doesn't bring you that live element. Usually when you get those live Rampage shows, they definitely bring their A game when it comes to those. But overall, of course, this show was taped, but overall, this was a really good show this week for Rampage. Of course, we had Adam Cole taking on Evil Uno in a really short opener. Actually, I expected this match to go at least over at least 20 minutes, but no, they actually went probably less than 15 minutes. This match was not long at all, but this was the opening match. Adam Cole taking on Evil Uno of the Dark Order. Adam Cole's on a roll, especially after that promo that he cut after the match, but I'll talk about that later on. Cole goes for a boot on Uno right off the get-go. We get repeated rights on Evil Uno. Cole then goes for a backstabber. Then Uno catches the super kick and hits a neckbreaker on Adam Cole. After that, we get an elbow by Evil Uno. We get a clothesline and a knife edge chop by Evil Uno. We get repeated rights by Uno. We get a kick by Cole. And then we get a boot by Uno then. And then Uno goes to the top. Then he hits a senton, but then Cole gets the knees up after that. We get a rolling elbow by Evil Uno. We get a high knee by Adam Cole. High knee, I should say. My bad. I messed up my words right there. Then Cole goes for a super kick. Then he goes for a second super kick. Cole then goes for the boom, and we get a cover, and Adam Cole wins this match. Again, very short match. It was really not that long. This match did not last long at all. I expected this match to be at least 20 minutes, but no. So Cole grabs the microphone, and he talks about all the people that he has beat. Frankie Kazarian, Jungle Boy, Anthony Green, John Silver, Wheeler Yuta, Orange Cassidy, Drake Atlas, Trent, and now Evil Uno. What do all of these men have in common? They're all involved with Adam Cole's undefeated streak. This exists in AEW, and Adam Cole gets what he wants. And then, of course, he says he will get the respect, and he is one of the best damn wrestlers, not just in AEW, but on the planet. You're damn right. Then, of course, he says he traveled the globe for years, and he's won world championships after world championships for years. And at the end of the day, he ends up being the guy that runs the show no matter what company. And there is also something that he wants, the AEW World Championship. And what happens? Mic drops. So, yeah, man, this is a teaser for Adam Cole potentially facing Hangman Adam Page. Of course, Hangman Page is going to be wrestling Lance Archer this Wednesday on Dynamite in a Texas death match in Atlantic City. Of course, you definitely do see Hangman going over. I do not see Lance Archer winning the AEW World Championship. If you do, I don't know what's wrong with you, but Lance Archer is definitely losing that match. But after, with this, with Adam Cole teasing that he wants to win the AEW World Championship, I definitely do see Hangman Page definitely facing Adam Cole for Revolution. I mean, it makes the most sense. Originally I wanted Danielson versus Hangman 3. I feel like that would have been the more logical choice to make, considering the fact that they already had two really good matches. I personally would have booked an Iron Man match between the two, 60-minute Iron Man match at Revolution between Bryan Danielson and Hangman Adam Page, but that is not the case because of the fact that we're most likely going to be getting a match between Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley at Revolution after they teased it a couple weeks on Rampage, and of course what we saw this past Wednesday on Dynamite, in which, Bryan Danielson did basically gave Jon Moxley a proposition of him wanting to team up with him and all that stuff. I don't think Jon Moxley is going to team with Danielson, although it would be awesome. I don't think it's going to be happening, but yeah, I mean, what are my thoughts on this? It's great to see. You have a lot of people on social media constantly just be just angry of the fact that they thought that Adam Cole was going to be used as a main eventer, but he's used like as a joke. First off, there's so much things going on in AEW. Not only that, AEW is not burying Adam Cole. If you really think that, you're a fool. I'm sorry. Adam Cole is not being buried in AEW, and trust me, man, most likely he's going to be getting a match with Hangman Adam Page. Is he going to win the match? No, but he doesn't have to win the match. Literally, if Adam Cole faces Hangman Adam Page at Revolution, bro, they're going to have a bonkers ass match, man. They're going to have a really good match at Revolution. Not only that, I mean, like, if he loses the match but the match is really good, it basically means that, Adam Cole looked strong, and then, of course, the guy to take the belt is MJF. But Adam Cole, man, again, I look at the guy feuding with Omega once he comes back because it's the most logical thing to do, because I definitely do see a feud between the Elite and the Undisputed Era, a.k.a. the Paragon. Now, they haven't called them the Paragon on television yet, but that's the assumed name for the Undisputed Era in AEW. So there's a lot of things going on right now, and I definitely, 2022 is going to be a huge year for Adam Cole, and I feel like this first match that he's most likely going to be having with Hangman Adam Page is going to be really cool, in my opinion. It's going to be a really good match. But Adam Cole, starting to go in the main event scene, that's great to see. We all knew after this feud that he had with Orange Cassidy, there's going to be bigger and better things when it comes to Adam Cole, so that is awesome. Jade Cargill is backstage, and Smart Mark Sterling talks about her undefeated streak. And then this is a really good line that Jade Cargill said. Jade says that when people say that she is green, but she is green like money. That was probably a dope ass line by Jade Cargill. Here's one match that I really enjoyed. Sammy Guevara versus Isaiah Kassidy of Private Party of AHFO for the TNT Championship. Sammy Guevara is still coming out with those two TNT Championships. But overall, this is a really good match. I really enjoyed this match. It was a really fun match to watch. And I'm going to be talking about the Tony Khan announcement for this Wednesday on Dynamite. There's going to be a huge signing this Wednesday on Dynamite, and it's going to be against Isaiah Kassidy, of course, in the Face of the Revolution ladder match qualifying match. So I'm really excited to see what happens. I'm going to be talking about that later on after I discuss the match. But the match starts. Both lock up again. We get a chop by Kassidy, and then we get an arm drag by Kassidy. We get a slap by Sammy. Both then proceed to fight it out. We get a drop kick by Sammy. Sammy then goes for a somersault over the top rope on Kassidy, on the outside on Kassidy. We get a chop by Sammy. Then Sammy goes for a Gamangiri. Then Mark Quinn tries to interfere, but then Matt Hardy comes in and hits the side effect on the apron after that. Then once we go to commercial break, Kassidy's in control. Once we're back from break, Kassidy is still in control. He runs into the corner. We get a clothesline by Sammy Guevara. Sammy then goes for a knee strike. Sammy then picks up Kassidy, but cannot. He then, at this point, Sammy is selling his ribs. That's why he put Kassidy down. We get a thrust kick by Sammy. Andrade El Idolo then comes out. Kassidy is up on the ropes. Sammy misses the 450 splash after that. Kassidy then goes for a backbreaker and then hits the backstabber. We get a cover and a near fall. Sammy then goes for an elbow strike. Sammy then goes for a springboard, but then Kassidy hits a cutter. We get a suicide dive, a Tumpe Suicida by Isaiah Kassidy. Then he goes to the top. He proceeds to hit a senton. Then we get a cover and a near fall. Kassidy then tries to go for the twist of fate, but then Sammy applies a backslide pin attempt. We get a near fall. Then Sammy goes for a corkscrew kick. Then Sammy hits the Gamangiri again. We get a springboard moonsault on Mark Quinn on the outside. Then he hits the cutter. We get a cover and a near fall. Then he picks up Kassidy. Sammy hits the GTH. We get a cover, 1, 2, 3, and Sammy retains the TNT Championship. Overall thoughts on this match is, again, this was a really good match, of course. I really enjoyed the match. Sammy Guevara has been great. You know, ever since winning the TNT Championship for the first time a couple of months ago, in my opinion, he has been great. And, you know, the ladder match that he had with Cody, phenomenal. But this match that he had with Orange Cassidy was really good as well. You know, Sammy Guevara is definitely going to be a star in the future. Isaiah Kassidy is great as well, man. I really love Private Party. I enjoy that tag team. And, you know, Isaiah Kassidy is just amazing at what he does. But Andrade then comes in, and then Matt Hardy and Andrade surround Sammy Guevara. And then, you know, Chris Jericho on commentary would states that, I'm going to be coming in. I'm gonna come in if they proceed to attack Sammy Guevara. But no, instead of Chris Jericho, we got Darby Allin. Then Darby Allin comes out and makes the save. And then after he cleans house, Darby Allin then looks at Sammy Guevara's TNT Championship, teasing a potential match between Darby Allin and Sammy Guevara. Overall thoughts, man, you know, that would be an awesome-ass match. You know, definitely a match, you know, I would love to see a rematch, of course, from Revolution at Revolution, because they had a match at Revolution 2 years ago, which was an awesome-ass match. But you never know. They could book this match on television. Who knows what AEW is going to be doing. But this is a potential teaser of a potential match that, you know, Sammy Guevara and Darby Allin are going to be having. So that is great to see. I would love to see those guys wrestle again, man, because those guys always put on a great show. We get a video package on of QT Marshall talking about Hook. And then, of course, Hook is going to be in action next week. So that is going to be great to see as well. I'm a big fan of Hook. Everybody is a fan of Hook, man. Send Hook. Again, the guy. This is another guy that's going to be be a future superstar. You want to know why? It's because of the fact that AEW actually knows how to make new stars instead of WWE. Because WWE every year during WrestleMania season would bring back people like Ronda Rousey, Goldberg, which I will be talking about on my SmackDown review. Considering the fact that, you know, I have potential fears that Goldberg will eventually beat Roman Reigns, and I do not want that to happen. I really do not want that to happen. You know WWE is going to do that because they don't give a single shit what we want, but it is what it is. We get a backstage interview with Chris Statlander and talks about Layla Hirsch. Of course, Layla Hirsch turned heel a couple of weeks prior. Says that she started acting professional. That she should start acting professional, I should say. And then Layla Hirsch hits Statlander with the chair from behind. So this feud never ends. Here's another good match that I really enjoyed, but it had a terrible finish, in my opinion. You know, I felt like I was watching WWE with this finish. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought this finish was absolutely stupid. And, you know, I tweeted this out. You know, this is not WWE. We got a DQ finish on this show. Yes, we got a DQ finish. And I'm like, why the fuck did we get a DQ finish? This makes absolutely no sense. First off, one thing I'm going to say about this. Look. This whole feud between Thunder Rosa and Mercades Martinez, look, all we really got as a quote-unquote build-up for this match was mostly video packages. There was wasn't any segment on, you know, Dynamite or Rampage. There was only video packages on Rampage. The only time after, of course, Mercades Martinez made her debut in the qualifying match with Thunder Rosa and Jade Cargill, the only time that Thunder Rosa and Mercades Martinez interacted was just a week later during the finals of the TBS Championship match. That was it. Everything else were just pure video packages of the feud, which I do not know why they do that, but it is what it is. I mean, you know, they do have a lot of stuff going on, and, you know, unfortunately this feud basically took the hit. But I will say the match itself was not bad, but the finish, man, just aggravated the shit out of me because I felt like I was watching WWE when I saw a finish like that. So I'm going to be talking about the match. We get a shotgun dropkick by Thunder Rosa. She goes after Mercedes. Thunder Rosa, you know, had, you know, most of the offense in the beginning stages of the match. Rosa is in control. We get a senton by Rosa. Thunder Rosa then is in control again. Then she sends Mercedes to the guardrail. Then she hits a snap suplex on Mercedes onto the outside. Then she takes Mercedes in the ring. We get a stomp by Thunder Rosa. Mercedes then tries to fight back. Rosa then goes for the camel clutch submission. We get a spine buster by Mercedes Martinez. Then we get a cover and a near fall. Once we go to commercial break, Mercedes is in control during the break. Once we're back from break, Mercedes on the top. Then we get an avalanche Death Valley driver. We get a cover and a near fall. Then Mercedes takes Rosa to the corner. We get a roll up by Thunder Rosa, but we get a knee by Thunder Rosa after that. And then she plants Mercedes to the mat. She sends Mercedes face first to the steel steps on the outside. But then Mercedes grabs a steel pipe and hits it on Thunder Rosa and causes a disqualification, with Thunder Rosa winning via DQ. Overall thoughts on this match, man. Again, man, this finish was absolutely stupid, man. This is not WWE, man. This is not WWE. WWE every single fucking week, we always see a disqualification finish. Always. And we see it like 3 times every single week on every single show, both Raw and SmackDown. I definitely assume it happens on NXT as well, considering the fact that, everybody that is running Raw and SmackDown are running NXT as well. But, still, I mean, like, I don't know why they had a finish like that. It makes absolutely no sense. And it was really stupid, in my opinion. I do not like DQ finishes. We had a DQ finish at the Royal Rumble between Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, which should have been by far the best match of the night, in which it kind of was, but, by like, a little bit, because of the fact that, the match, had a shitty finish. And, the fact that, Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa had a DQ finish makes absolutely no sense. And it kind of pissed me off, in my opinion. But that's just my thoughts on that. It felt like I was watching WWE when I saw a finish like that. I'm sorry. All right. We get a backstage interview with Mercedes Martinez, and then Britt Baker comes in. She says that she did not get the job done. And then Jamie Hayter's like, wait, what job? So basically what happens is that Britt Baker was the one that signed the paycheck, not Mark Sterling. It was Britt Baker that signed the paycheck for Mercedes Martinez, and says she basically warns Mercedes, remember who signed the paycheck, and then, she has to complete the job. So apparently Mercedes Martinez is working for Britt Baker. Where is this going to be going to? Is this going to eventually leading to a match between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker? I would love to see that, because from what we've seen in their first encounter, man, I would love to see a rematch between Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. All right, we got the main event of the evening with Ricky Starks defending the FTW World Championship against Jay Lethal. Overall thoughts on this match, man. This was a really good match. I really enjoyed this match. A really fun match to watch. Ricky Starks is amazing at what he does, man. Bro, the promos that Ricky Starks cuts all the time whenever he's on television, or whether he's on commentary, because for most weeks on Rampage, Ricky Starks is always on commentary. But I will say this, man. Ricky Starks, again, he's another guy that's going to be the star, man. He's going to be a huge star because of the fact that, the guy can get good promos. He has really good charisma. Not only that, I mean, the guy's just that damn good in the ring. And, it explains by that fucking finish that was amazing that closed this match. Jay Lethal, I mean, bro, Jay Lethal's amazing. He's amazing. But the match starts. Both lock up. We get a side headlock by Lethal. We get a shoulder tackle by Lethal. Both then lock up again. We get a side headlock. We get a by Ricky Starks. Then we get a shoulder tackle by Lethal. We get a slap by Ricky. And then we get a takedown by Lethal. Lethal then goes for repeated rights, but then Ricky retaliates. Both then exchange shots. We get a chop by Lethal. Then we get a couple of chops by Lethal in the corner. Ricky then counters the suplex attempt by Jay Lethal after that. We get a kick by Ricky. Ricky then runs to the outside, but then Lethal hits a suicide dive. And then he hits a suicide dive again on Ricky Starks. Then Lethal faces off with Powerhouse Hobbs, who is on the outside as well. We get a clothesline by Ricky Starks. We go to commercial break. Ricky is in control during the break. Once we're back on break, he is still in control. Then Lethal fights back. Ricky then runs into the corner. Lethal then applies a backslide pin attempt, but we only get a 1 count. We get a roll-up by Lethal again, and we get another near fall. Then Lethal plants Ricky to the mat, and we get a cover and a kick out again by Ricky Starks. Then he sends Ricky to the corner. Then Starks catches Lethal, but Lethal fights back. But then Ricky hits the Liger Bomb on Jay Lethal. Then he goes for a right hand. Lethal then tries to fight back after that. Both exchange shots. We get a couple of kicks by Lethal. Lethal then hits an Insecurity. Then Hobbs is on the apron, but then we get a drop kick by Ricky. Then he tries to go for the suicide dive on Hobbs, but then Hobbs takes him out. But then Dante Martin out of nowhere comes into the ring and just takes out Hobbs on the outside. So that was awesome. Then we get a cutter by Jay Lethal. Lethal then tries to go for the lethal injection, but then Starks gets him back. We get a roll up by Lethal and a near fall. And then after that, here comes the saving grace, the best. And I mean one of the best finishes I have ever seen. One of the best counters that I have ever seen. So Lethal then tries to go for the lethal injection again. He goes for the lethal injection again, but then Ricky counters as soon as Lethal just gets picked up by Ricky, he hits. Ricky counters the lethal injection into the Roshambo. That was a freaking badass finish to this awesome ass match. But he counters the lethal injection for the Roshambo. We get a cover 1, 2, 3, and Ricky Starks retains the FTW Championship. Overall thoughts on this match, man. This was a really good match to close Rampage. I really enjoyed this match. Ricky Starks, is amazing at what he does. Same as Jay Lethal, man. Props to Jay Lethal. But again, man, that finish with the lethal injection countered into the Roshambo, I mean, who could ask for a better finish than that, man? That was an amazing ass finish to a great wrestling match to finish off Rampage. Both 100% brought their A game. But yeah, overall thoughts on this show is that I really enjoyed the show. It was a really good show, 100% better than SmackDown in my opinion. It was definitely a much better show than SmackDown, considering the fact that there was really not a lot of importance to SmackDown this week. Really, the only things that were important were the first and last segments, as it is almost every week, because the majority of SmackDown is just flat out filler that you're not even interested in because the show sucks. But yeah, that was my Rampage review for February 4th, 2022. Again, overall thoughts, this was not a bad show at all. I really enjoyed the show. The matches that were on the show were just absolutely off the charts in my opinion. But yeah, that was my Rampage review from February 4th, 2022. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, push that bell for notifications, and be on the lookout for more content right here on the Broken Havoc podcast. But, as always, this is Broken Havoc, signing out.